Hello, everybody. I'm eating supper. I made potato roll ups in a video earlier that I'm uploading now, so that was my dinner, eating a potato roll up. They're pretty good. Well, hello, I got three in here. I'm late eating my dinner, y'all, so y'all have to forgive me. I made a video on potato roll ups or potato polichinkas or whatever you want to call them. And that was my dinner, so I'm trying to eat. I figured by the time everybody got in here, I would have eaten already. But they're pretty good. They're almost like a burrito stuffed with potatoes and onions and carrots and bell pepper. And good evening, Diana Steele. How are you? Bon appetit. Yeah. I apologize for eating in front of everybody, but Gladys, hello. Martha, Marthy Median, Medina, hello. How's everybody been doing today? Yeah, Bon appetit, hot but in nice AC. Yeah, it's like a, excuse me, about 106 degrees here today, or hotter. I'm not sure which. I haven't looked. I know it's hot. Too hot for me to be outside. Yeah, it's 104 degrees right now here, according to my computer. Y'all have to watch the video that I post tomorrow on potato roll-ups and try it. They're pretty good, but just don't make as many as I did. I got a ton of them. I need some ranch dressing though to dip them in, and I don't have any. Hi Jody, how are you? Got your seeds? Well, good. And Gladys got her seeds. I don't know if I sent you any moonflowers, Jody, but you can plant those any time of the year. But I mean, you can wait till spring. That's up to you. Oh, that sounds good. I love their fish sandwiches. Well, I have Russian dressing, but I haven't tried it with Russian dressing. That's probably good too. These are kind of like a fried egg roll, only it's got a potato mixture inside, and they're pretty good. Annie Watson's in. Yeah, and sometimes that's my problem, Gladys. I know how to cook, and I love to eat. I don't know why I'm feeling like I got a spider web across my arm and I don't see nothing. Yeah, I figured I'd have this live at the last moment. Because after it gets dark and it cools off a little bit, I've got to go outside and put compost tea on whatever plants have survived so far. Some of my peppers are dying because it's just too hot on them. I mean, when you get 104 to 109 degrees every single day with no rain, it don't matter if you water your plants or not, they still die. They will still die. I gotta find me some cough drops. I was out there last night filling up my tea buckets, compost tea buckets, so I'd have the water today or tonight to water with. And even though I had a mask on, I'm still coughing today from it. So, you know, it's been so hot here that even though I put shade cloth up and stuff, the sun still burned up the plants because the temperature just was so hot. Well, I don't want to wear a mask during the live. But I wore the mask outside when I was filling up my buckets last night because I try to fill them up a day or two before I need to water with them so the chemicals have time to kind of evaporate out. So what have you ladies been up to? It's hot. Yeah, I've been watching some of the video on and some of the live news broadcasts from Hawaii, from Maui, and I'll tell you, that place is just totally devastated. I could not imagine losing everything like that. You watched your grandkids today? I can imagine you are tuckered out. Grandkids can wear you out. Trying to bring this up. Yeah, prayers for Hawaii. Oh, I do. I wear a mask in my house, especially on these windy days, because somehow that dust finds the way to get in your house. Ashley, hello. How's Ashley doing today? And when I seal the floor in the hallway, I use the polyethylene that doesn't affect your breathing very much. It's not doesn't have a strong scent. So that helps too, and it's very fast drying. I've already put about 4 coats on it, and you couldn't hardly tell I put any on it. Yeah, I don't go to McDonald's very often anymore. I mean, once in a while I decide I want a cheeseburger or something like that, and I'll go through the drive-through and I'll get me a one of those junior cheeseburgers or whatever they are on the dollar menu, and I'll get the small fries and I'll get a drink, and that's it. I spend $3 or $4. I've got lunch, and that's usually enough for me because I can't eat the great big ones, the big hamburgers and the big order of fries. I mean, it's just too much. Well, I've just about given up hopes on my garden because I've kept it watered with compost tea, at least twice a week, and it's still burning up. Yeah, I love the dollar menu. Sometimes I'll go through and I'll get the junior cheeseburger, the small fries, the medium drink, and then I'll get a apple pie. I love their little apple pies they sell. We had a really good time yesterday. I drove over to my son's, and my daughter-in-law didn't know anything about going out to eat with everybody. She didn't realize it was a birthday. But she kind of wondered what her mother-in-law was doing sitting in the kitchen when she come out of the bathroom. She'd been in there taking a shower because I guess my son told her he was going to take her out to eat, for lunch for her birthday, and to her favorite restaurant. But he didn't tell her that I was going, or her daughter and the 2 little boys and her daughter's husband was going. So she was kind of taken aback when she saw me. It's like, okay, what is my mother-in-law doing here? But my son said, Mom, don't let her know anything. So I didn't say a word. We drove on to Fort Worth, which was about an hour's drive, and then we couldn't find a parking spot anywhere because the restaurant was right there at TCU campus, and they were having all kind of festivities going on, ball games or something, I don't know, but you couldn't find a parking spot anywhere. I mean, there was plenty of parking lots, but it was all designated for TCU students only, and your car would be towed if you were found parked there. So it took us forever to find a parking place, and finally we just parked on the street almost right across from the restaurant and went in, and she was pretty surprised because her daughter and the 2 little boys and her husband was there already sitting at the table, and she just started laughing, and she said, you guys, she knew we pulled it over on her. But yeah, it was some good pizza because it was Buffalo's, uh, New York style pizza, and that's why they called it Buffalo's because of they're from Buffalo, New York. Because the first thing I said when I started eating, I said, this reminds me of the pizza you get in New York from the street vendors and from the walk up windows, to some restaurants right off the street. You can get a slice of pizza right out of the window. You don't even have to go in. And she said, well, didn't you notice the name? I said, no, I didn't. She said, that's why they call it Buffalo's, because they're talking, Buffalo, New York. It's New York pizza. I said, oh, okay, I get it now. I've still got cookies. I've still got cookies. I'm eating them 1 or 2 a day. They're my dessert. It's just so expensive to mail those things out. I can't afford it. But yeah, we had a good time yesterday. And then I realized, well, Slim Twiggy's live is going on right now. So I took out my phone in the truck going to, on the way leaving Fort Worth. And I got into her chat, her live chat, and told everybody, that we had just left the party and we're headed to my son's. Because I drove to my son's house and parked my vehicle and rode on with them because I didn't want to drive up to TCU yesterday. I knew that traffic was going to be murder. No, I couldn't send Bloomin' the cookies because I found out, even though I looked up recipes for people with that are diabetic, and those cookies only had 1 gram of sugar, but one of my other subscribers saw the video and made a comment that she was a diabetic, and she said a diabetic cannot eat those cookies that you had in that video because a diabetic can't eat bananas and they can't eat raisins. They can't eat the oats unless they're the steel oats. So then she scared me, and then I said, well, I'm not sending those to Bloomin' because I was afraid her being a diabetic, she would not be able to eat them. And I didn't want to send her something that she'd eat that would cause her a problem. I didn't want to send her something that was going to send her into diabetic shock or something. And I told her about it, and she said not to worry about it, that she was used to having to eat different. But, that was supposed to be a recipe for a diabetic. So I don't know. Because there was no sugar added. It was just 1 banana, about a 1/4 cup of raisin, not even that much. And then the quick oatmeal. And egg is basically all there was in it, and a little bit of vanilla, I think. But yeah, she said that she was a diabetic and diabetics couldn't eat the bananas, so she couldn't touch those cookies. And so I said, well, I can't send them to Bloomin' either then. I told Bloomin' I'd have to do some more research and come up with something else, I guess. I know, because I was counting on sending them to Bloomin'. But I'll find another recipe, hopefully. I mean, I don't know what diabetics eat if they couldn't have eat at least 1 or 2 of those cookies alone, not sit down and eat all of them at one time. Because I think the recipe said that 1 cookie had 1 gram of sugar. And I think diabetics can eat up to stuff that have up to like 2 grams of sugar. I think that wouldn't bother them. I don't know. But like I said, I've never cooked for a diabetic before, and so I didn't know. I was afraid to send them to her because I didn't want to run the risk of her going to diabetic shock or something. You had Slim Twiggy laughing about what? I know she was laughing when I finally got on, but I finally had to get off because I lost the Wi-Fi. I lost connection, so I couldn't stay on. What did you have Slim Twiggy laughing about, Gladys? Pancakes. You're always on your pancakes. What is the deal with pancakes? What is the deal with your pancakes, Gladys? There's got to be a story behind that. Those are some expensive pizzas up there. The large ones are, I think, are like 16, 18 inches, and they're like $49 a piece for a large. And then the smaller ones are about 25 each. But I'm telling you, they're about that thick with cheese and all kind of good stuff. I could eat one slice, and then I wanted to try a slice of another one because they got meat lovers, and then they got one half of it pepperoni and half of it pepperoni with onions and mushrooms. So I ate a slice of the meat lovers, and that like to did me in. And then I said, well, I want to try the pepperoni with mushrooms and onions. And I tried to cut a piece in half, and I couldn't get it cut in half, so I just finally put it on my plate. And I couldn't even eat half of it. It did me totally in. There's a big story not for chat tonight. Huh. You really got me interested now. Why can't you tell it on the chat tonight? Is it that bad? Well, there's Slim Twiggy. I was asking Gladys about her pancake deal, and she said, well, she couldn't tell it, the story on chat tonight. So I said, well, now I'm really curious. I want to know the deal on these pancakes, why she's always mentioning there's a big story not for chat. Gladys wiggle wiggle. Hey, Sandra, how are you? I've been wondering if April got the ring yet. She should have got it today or maybe tomorrow, I think. You're making Gladys pancakes for Christmas? And I know there's a story behind that. There's got to be. Yeah, I'm hoping everybody got their seeds in the mail. I think I put one or two in the mail this morning. So Gladys, you may be getting another package of seeds because you told me you didn't get them, and then I wasn't sure if I mailed them, so I sent you some more. Hi, Mardell, how are you? Yeah, I didn't plan this. Gladys mentioned going live to me earlier, and finally I decided, well, I'd do it, so. Well, there's 4 videos on the hallway floor. There's a 1, 2, 3, and a 4. Because I didn't want to make it a 4-hour long video, so I broke it up into hour videos. Martha, she says, can you show us your floor, please? The hallway, the one I just did, is that what you're talking about? I guess it's the one. Let me see if I can turn the camera around without turning it off. And I don't have the light on in here. Let's see if I can get to the light. It's not a very good... Here, let's see if I can get it back here a ways. There's my floor. Is that what you were wanting to see? Martha, are you looking at it? You see the floor? That's the floor that I just done. It's all wood. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm done with the hallway, but now I got to do the other bedrooms. I've got to get more materials, though. Well, thank you. Thank you, Mardell. And thank you, Gladys. Well, I went out and I priced the tongue and groove board that I wanted to put on top of that. It would have cost me about $200 just for enough tongue and groove boards to put on the top to give it the real wood. And I said, I can't afford $200 just for the hallway. So I decided to just do this. So that's what I did. I came home and made a faux plank wood floor. I'm just waiting for my supper. I just ate my supper. I did a video on potato roll-ups. It's kind of like a potato burrito that you fry. And I decided to go live, and I said, well, I got to eat something. So I ate one real quick when I first started the live. So I guess everybody saw me eating my potato roll-up. Yeah, what are you going to eat, Slim Twiggy, for dinner, for supper tonight? We may want to come join you. Oh, barbecue pork chops and potato salad. I'll be there. Set me a plate. I'll pick Gladys up on the way. And corn on the cob. That sounds good. Well, I hadn't planned on doing the potato roll-ups for dinner, but I decided to do a video on it because I needed a video for tomorrow. So that's what I had for dinner. And I've got plenty left. Yeah, I will, Gladys. Pick you up and we'll go to Slim Twiggy's for supper tonight. Yeah, every time we get into Slim Twiggy's live chats, we all get hysterical. There's always something funny going on. I can't seem to be that funny. I don't know why. I don't get people in here talking about funny stuff or something. I don't know what the problem is. Well, thank you, Marthy. Anna's Mobile Home for Life. Hello. How are you, Annie? Well, I know I've got little buddy spoiled because now he'll scratch at the door to come in the house, and he won't leave until I let him in. And if I'm outside and I open that door to come in, he darts in. I mean, he almost knocks my leg out of the way to get in the house. I said, I don't know if I did a good thing by starting feeding him. How's the she shed coming? I haven't seen you post anything on it lately. I've got to get some more supplies so I can get my bedroom done, or the side bedroom. I'm going to do that first. And I don't know when I'm in to do my bedroom floor because I've got a queen size bed in there. It's not going to be easy to move. And I don't really know if I can move it myself, even stand it up against the wall. So we'll see. Oh, I see. I put the door and built the door frame on my shed by myself. I didn't have anybody helping me. I ordered the door and I got the lumber and I rebuilt the door frame and put the new door in. I know, it seems like I'm the only one that's been feeding him, so he's took up residence here. I don't know if that's a good thing or not. And I don't know what's going to happen when I take my bedroom door down, because when I put the wood down on the floor, the door has to be shortened a little bit at the bottom. And I don't know how taking the saw to the bottom of that door is going to do. I don't know if it's going to cause it to bust all up or what's going to happen. Hi, Peter Bear. How are you? Glad you could make it. I may end up having to build a new door if I take that one down and destroy it, trying to shorten it. Yeah, I know. He reminds me of the cat that I used to have that died. I guess that's one reason I started feeding. I don't know where he is right now. Oh, he's under my chair. He's laying under my chair. Oh, yeah, I'm fine. Just my allergies still kicking my butt. How are you doing, Peter? Pretty good. Well, good. It was funny. My son said they'd been having a problem with their chickens not wanting to leave the coop to go out run. But when I pulled up yesterday and come up their driveway, every one of their chickens was out in the chicken run at that time. And I told them, and when they went out there, there was only one left in the chicken run. The rest of them went in the coop. But every one of them was in the chicken run when I came through there. But I think it was because the shade was out at that point. And when the sun hit that area, they went back in the coop. Yeah, it's too hot. I don't know what I'm going to do. It just seems like I'm fighting a losing battle with my garden. Because no matter how I water it, it still burns up. These days are just too hot. I was telling Gladys, when it's 104 to 109 every single day with no let up, no rain. We've not had rain in over 2 months. Even if you water your plants, they still burn up from the heat. Yeah, I know. That's the reason I feel like I'm just fighting a losing battle. Even my pepper plants are trying to burn up, the ones that were growing so pretty. And my poor AC is just run non-stop. I mean, it starts running about 11 o'clock in the morning. It don't stop till 9 or 10 at night. So I can't imagine what my electric bill is going to be this time. Listening and eating. Well, you go ahead and eat, Slim Twiggy. Remember me when you take the bite of your barbecue pork chop. Yeah, I was telling everybody that I stayed in your live chat yesterday or Saturday. Yeah, Saturday as long as I could. But we hit an area where I lost connection and I couldn't reconnect. So that's why I was not in chat anymore. No, I don't have anywhere to put those plants in my house. The pots are too big. My walk that I just planted, the first pot, they're already up a couple of inches, but they're over partly in the shade. And the second pot that I planted, they're not come up yet, but they're in the shade as well. So I'm thinking they'll be okay. Annie Watson says, I'm doing the same, Slam, a bowl of pinto beans and cornbread. Well, I just ate my potato roll-up, which was really good. I'll give you a sneak preview of them. Don't they look good? They're real good. Dip them in some ranch dressing. They're kind of like a fried egg roll, but they got a potato mixture in them. You got food over there, go ahead and eat it. Every time I get up, little buddy looks up at me like I'm going to get him something, and he's already got food and water. Yeah, that potato roll-up would go real good with your pinto beans and cornbread. But no ranch. They are pretty good. I ate one a while ago, when the chat first started, or the live first started. Because I was hungry. I said, I've got to get something in my stomach. And I imagine you could dip them in any kind of a dipping sauce or any kind of a dressing. I made a video on it, so I'll post the video tomorrow morning, so you'll get to see it. Just don't make as much as I did. I've got a half a bowl of potato mixture over there that I've still got to cook. I mixed up more than I thought. Because I didn't have a recipe to go by. I just throw stuff in the bowl and mix it up, and I got too much. There's onions, bell pepper, carrots, Italian seasoning, garlic salt, potatoes, of course, cup of flour, and then I made the little tortilla things. I made those myself, but they're not like a tortilla. It's similar, but not exactly like one. It's not made of dough. I mix a real thin batter and pour it in the pan and cook it like that and flip it over till it's done, and then take it out and roll the potato mixture up in it. But you'll see it when you see the video tomorrow. It's uploading right now, actually. It'll probably take from now to tomorrow for it to upload. Yeah, I've got enough back here that I've got to finish cooking that there'll be enough for everybody. I just can't mail those things out. They'd have to go in the refrigerated truck. I couldn't afford that. Sandra said, I'm sure they'd be gone around here. My son-in-law loves to eat. Yeah, most men do love to eat. My son ate 3 great big pieces of that pizza, or 4, and then he ate a ton of hot wings to go with it. And I had all I could do to eat 1 slice and a half, not even a half of one. And I was done in. You've not had a hot meal in months? How come, Mardell? Why have you not been eating hot meals? Too hot to cook, or just didn't want anything hot? Yeah, he's right at my feet every time I move. I can't even walk through the house. I almost trip over him because he's right around my feet. He's in and out of my feet. If I go out in the yard, he'll go. If I come back in the house, he darts in the house. He's not about to let me leave him outside. I mean, I thought he was going to hurt himself yesterday when I opened the door. He just darted by my legs, and I thought he was going to hit himself on the side of the door. Yeah, I've definitely made a friend. He knows where his food comes from, that's for sure. I don't know what, he's still behind me on the floor. When I sat down, he laid back down. When I get up, he'll get up. Just too hot, Mardell? Or have you not been feeling well? I get like that sometimes. I just don't want to cook. So I'll grab anything in the kitchen that I can eat that I don't have to cook. Your cats do the same thing? I said one of these days he's going to make me fall because he's going to trip me up. Yeah, it's not cool they do that to a cat. I mean, my cat, I did have a collar on him though with my phone number so people knew whose cat he belonged to. or who he belonged to. And he did go in and out whenever he wanted to. But everybody knew it was my cat. He'd come home. Nobody else was feeding him that I know of. But little Buddy never even had a collar on or anything. You would have thought he was just some stray that was thrown out. And I got to thinking, well, why would anybody want to throw a sweet cat like that out, you know? And then I found out that he belonged to my next door neighbors. And they put him outside because of them going to work. Nobody's home. And they had told my neighbor that lived across the street from me that they were hoping he'd just go away. I said, how sad. Hi, April. Did you get your ring yet? I was hoping you'd get it today or tomorrow. Most people have gotten their seeds by now. And I was hoping you'd have gotten your ring. Oh, okay, you got it then. Did it fit? I hope you can at least wear it. I'll have to check my email. I haven't even checked my email. Well, I'm glad you did, because it's a really pretty ring. It's a nice ring, too. It fits and you wear it? And you wear silver? Okay. Well, I have a lot of allergies to metal and different things, and there's some rings I can't wear. Even some gold rings I can't wear depending on what kind of metal they have mixed in with it. But that ring and those rings that I have like that never bothered me at all. It's perfect. Well, good. I'm glad you like it. I had two of them just alike, so that was one of them. I've got the other one. So we have a matching pair. You did a cutting board, Slim Twiggy? Yeah. Friendship rings. I got to thinking when I put it in the envelope the way I sent it to you, I said that was the cheapest way I knew to mail it and probably the safest way so no one knew what was in the envelope. So I kept my fingers crossed that it would make it. Three small ones you can hang on your wall. Oh, cutting boards that you hang on your wall. That's interesting. April, I hope you're nowhere near. Sorry. I hope you're nowhere near the fires. I'm not sure where you live compared to Maui, but I was watching videos of that and I feel so bad for those people. They have lost everything but their own lives, and some of them have even lost their lives. I mean, there was still like 1,000 people unaccounted for. Linda, you have my information to send to Slim. Wiggle, wiggle. Your address, is that what you're talking about, Gladys? You're up country where fires are still burning? Okay, Gladys, I'll get her your address sent to Slim Twiggy. I can send it through Messenger, I guess. Facebook Messenger. Or phone messenger, whatever you want to call it. I mean, that was terrible, and that fire, it just went through so fast. Nobody had a warning or anything. I said, I was thinking, I said, well, Maui needs a thunderstorm right now to put out all that smoldering fire and any fire that's still burning. Well, be careful, April. I hope your area stays untouched. I know, it's awful. In the last count, I think they've already confirmed there's about 100 people dead that they found. I mean, we were watching some of it on my son's TV before we went to the restaurant. And he said, Mom, I can't understand. Those are burnt to bare metal. Some of them, the metal's even melted. And there's trees standing right beside them, untouched. I said, well, that was the wind. I said, the wind was blowing pretty hard. That's one reason that fire moved so fast. And I said, depending on which way the wind blows, it can leave a tree standing over here and just totally disintegrate one over on the other side. So, yeah, approaching hurricanes. Yeah, but unfortunately, by the time the hurricane brings the rain in, all the fire is going to be done its damage. That's the bad part about it. Yeah. And more wind. Yeah. All the rain and wind may help clear out some of the burnt debris, but yeah, that's the way it is here. We've got burn bans on right now. You can't have any kind of outside fire at all. And it was windy day before yesterday. If a fire had broke out here a couple of days ago, it would have covered the whole state of Texas as dry as we are. I know, because I was outside last night. And I'm going to be back out again tonight. And I had my mask on outside last night. But there's just so much stuff in the air. And like I said, even though I keep my windows and my doors shut, if the wind blows any at all, that dust and pollen still finds its way in the house. If nothing else, when you open the door, you know, the air comes in and it puts the pollen inside. Take us with you tonight. You talking about going to Slim Twiggy's? She's going to have supper eaten by the time we get there. Yeah, when I got home from my son's, they have a lot of horse ranches down that way. And I'm usually sick with my allergies by the time I get home, just from breathing the air down there. Because there's so much hay and grain and all this other stuff that's in the air. And I'm allergic to all that. So I was just about sick yesterday. I took Benadryl. I took double doses of allergy pills. You won't be able to see anything. I have to hold a flashlight to water anything, and then I can't carry the camera or the tripod. I don't have a lawn to mow. Mine is burnt to a crisp. Well, see, we have ragweed, all kind of stuff out here that grows wild, and I'm allergic to all of that stuff. I know Annie's Mobile Home Life has a YouTube channel. I don't know about some of the other people. I know Slim Twiggy does. We all know Slim Twiggy does. I'm allergic to everything. It's just that some things I have to be around at least 3 days before it bothers me. But after that third day, forget it. Tickle me. My daughter-in-law said one of their cats got outside accidentally, because they've always been inside cats. They don't ever go out. That afternoon, she said she heard something scratching at the door into the garage. And she said, "What in the world is that?" She went to that door and opened it, and it was their cat. He was trying to get in the house, and he ran in the house. He didn't like that hot weather outside. And she didn't know he had gotten out. He must have got out whenever she let the dogs out once or twice or something. Because she lets them out every once in a while to go to the restroom, you know, and they'll come back in the house. Sandra Presnell, you say you do not have a channel? Well, hi, kindred spirit. How are you? You don't. Well, I'm glad all of you could join me, because I didn't plan this. I just did it at the spur of the moment. And you can thank Gladys for it, because she had messaged me and said, "You need to go live tonight." I said, "Well, I'm going to have to go out after dark, I know, to put compost tea to my plants. But I said I can go live before dark. And it's not dark yet." Sandra says I'm camera shy. Yeah, it's too hot here too. Like I said, it's dropped to 103 higher. But it's, what, 8 o'clock in the evening? And it's still 103 degrees. Yeah, little buddy said it's too hot for him to be outside where he can cool his belly off. He's laying down here right beside the AC vent where the cold air is coming up. He's not no fool. He knows where the cool air is. Well, thank you, Gladys. I love all of the subs I have, too. All of you are really sweet people. This heat is really doing some damage to my greenhouse plastic, I'll tell you that. When it does cool off enough that I can go out and work on it, I'm just going to peel all of that off and put it in the garbage. My channel is hanging on, going slowly, but I'll keep on trucking. That's what I say. You know, mine's going slowly, but I get 1 subscribers every day. And as long as it's growing, I'll keep going. I'm up to 1,800 and some subscribers. I need a lot more, but hey, you know, as long as I don't go backwards. So somebody likes some of my videos. Yeah, all that hard work. Hard getting all these videos posted, you know, to get subscribers and build your channel. It's hard getting started. I haven't taken it off yet, April, but I've got to, because I still got pots and different things inside that I need to get out and put in the shed. And then I'll take all that plastic off and the tarp and just put it in the garbage until I can get new greenhouse plastic to put on it. Yeah. I try to put up at least 1 or 2 videos a day. I didn't get one up yesterday, but I had put 2 up Saturday morning. Yeah, I had shade cloth on mine too last year, but then I got a hole in the top from the heat. The sun melted the plastic on the metal. So I put just a tarp over the very top of it for shade. But now it's got a hole in it too. And it's splitting. The sun is just out. I mean, the sun is terrible on stuff outside. Well, I'm glad, April. And you know, I put shade cloth up over my garden area. But even that shade cloth has not done much good. My plants are dying anyway. It's just too hot. It's just too hot on them. Oh, my little banana pepper plant, I have 2 of them. They start producing peppers, and they're supposed to be the yellow banana peppers that get, about 6 inches long. My little peppers started, and they're little bitty. They're about that long, and they turned red, and they literally cooked on the plant. So I never got any peppers off of it. I know my peppers loved the heat last year, but it wasn't 106 and 109 every day. Yep, that's what I feel, Annie's Mobile Home Life. I feel like everybody's family in here on my channel. My YouTube family. I was looking down at little buddy. He's right here at my feet. Oh, okay, Peter. I didn't realize you were gone, but I'm glad you're back. I got a wedding or shower invitation to my niece's daughter. Her oldest girl is getting married in December. So she sent me a shower invitation. She's got a bridal registry with Amazon. So I know I'm not going to make the wedding. I can't make a trip back to North Carolina in December that I know of. But I went to her bridal registry and got her a gift that was sent to her. Something that she had on the registry. It's too many miles to go. I mean, especially if it's just one person driving. I can't go very often. Well, hi, Jamie Nugent. How are you? I said Nugget. I mean Nugent. Little buddy's right here at my feet, laying here on the floor where he's cooling off. Well, he's wanting out. Went to the back door, so let me go let him out. You want out? Huh? You want out? Go ahead. He says it's probably potty time. Or either he figures that it's cooled off enough outside that he can run around. He'll probably be back about the time I get out there and start watering plants. I hate to go out there at all as hot as it's going to be. I may wait till 12 midnight. It'll be pretty cool by then. Yeah, he's a good cat. That's right, you're going to be moving. Yeah, it's a job packing up stuff to move. I remember when we moved to Texas years ago. It was a job and a half. We had so much stuff to pack up and so much that we left because we couldn't bring with us. We had nowhere to put it to bring it. Got rid of a ton of stuff, left a lot of stuff in the rent house we lived in at the beach. But it was a lot of work. Yeah, it has dropped to, let's see, shows 93 degrees right now. So the sun is going down, so that gets rid of a lot of heat.
Recently, and for no reason at all, I asked Mint Mobile's legal team if big wireless companies are allowed.
I brought my live up on my laptop. I always forget to turn the sound down before I do that. Has the picture been okay on this live this evening? Or has it been buffering any, getting foggy, blurry? Oh, I tell you what, Gladys, I did not want to leave the beach. I love living on Oak Island. I love the fact that I was 2 blocks from the beach. I could walk out my front door and push my son's stroller 2 blocks down the street and I was on the beach strand. I loved it. We moved out here with my ex-husband's job. We were married at the time. He came home, I don't know, beginning of 1 week and said, we got to be in Granbury, Texas Monday. I said, I'm not going to Texas. Yeah, we're moving to Texas. Monday I got to be on the job Monday. And he said there was some other people that had to move too, so they've already got a truck. We put 35 cardboard boxes on this big moving truck. Plus we packed our pickup and camper. Sorry, y'all. But we owned a pickup back then that had one of the big camper tops on the back of it. We packed that full. We packed the car full. I'm sorry, y'all. I can't talk for coughing. My daughter rode with me in the car. My son rode most of the time with my husband in the truck. And we drove to Texas. Left whatever we couldn't bring with us in that house on the beach that we rented. Was a lot of kids' toys. And some of the stuff, his parents came down that weekend before we left. And took what they could use back to the mountains where they lived. Oh, I was about to. I did not want to move to Texas. But what was I going to do? I had 2 kids. I had no job, nowhere to go. I mean, and my neighbor down the street, he told me one day, he said, Linda, you don't need to go to Texas with him. He said, if you stay here, he said, I'll help you get a place to live. I'll get you a job. And he said, you won't have to worry. Well, I didn't know what he was talking about. I was young, naive. So I figured I'd come to Texas, keep my family together. And it was probably, I don't know if it was the best thing to do or not, but that's what I did. Sometimes I do wonder what would have happened if I'd have stayed and took my neighbor up on his offer of helping me. Because I knew him and his wife both. You know, it was not anything, no romantic type involvement there. He was a good friend. And he had the means, you know, to help me out. But he told me, he says, I know what's going to happen if you go to Texas with him. You don't need to go. But he never told me what he thought was going to happen. He just says, I know what's going to happen. He said, you don't need to go. You need to stay here. But anyway, you know, that's all under the bridge now. Kindred Spirit says, little buddy says, let me out. And his mobile home life says, the sale fell through. The guy that was so excited to move to my home went missing in action. Oh no. Well, I'm glad the picture's clear because I was having so many problems with my internet and the Wi-Fi and being transmitting a foggy picture, buffering, and I know it's just my allergies. There's nothing I can do about it, and I'm fighting tooth and nail. I don't want to go get a shot. I loved living on Long Beach, Oak Island. It was an hour from my hometown where my mom lived, my mom and dad were. I did not want to leave, but said I'm not going to Texas, and I've been in Texas for over 40 years now. And he moved back to North Carolina right as soon as he retired from Comanche Peak. And then he won a $500,000 home in the lottery for St. Jude's Hospital last year. And he sold it right after he got all the paperwork straight on it. So he ended up with a hunk of money out of it. I've never won anything that big. Don't ever count on it. But I sure could use some of that money. Yeah, I'm with y'all now, so. They always say things work out for the best, so it was just meant to be that I ended up in Texas, and I ended up on YouTube. Said the good Lord has a plan, doesn't he? Yeah, I showed part of me watering how I had to water my plants. Because that you're not supposed to use the garden hose, to spray your plants. You can only use a 5-gallon bucket or smaller. I can't carry a 5-gallon bucket. So it takes me longer. I have to use like a 2-gallon bucket. Yeah, that's what some people said, that he should give me a little bit of it, but I doubt he ever gives me a second thought when it comes to that money. Yeah, it was hot out there. And then wearing that mask, I can't breathe. Because I start sweating and that mask gets wet and that air through it. Can't breathe. Angelina, hello. How is Angelina today or this evening? I don't know what's up with all the YouTube symbols. Oh no, Annie's mobile home. I hate to hear that. Amen. Oh, okay. Oh, I see. Well, I try to wear them as much as possible for my allergies, especially when it gets dry and dusty like it is right now. Because if I don't, it affects me to where I'll end up with bronchitis. It'll make me deathly sick. So the first sign of it, I start wearing the mask. I double up on Benadryl and everything else I can do to clear my chest out. You lost your car? Oh no. I hate to hear that. Well, I worked my tail off to get my car paid for before I quit work. I wasn't sure how long I'd be able to work, so every dime I could make almost went into the payments on my car. I doubled and tripled payments a month to get it paid off. Finally got it paid off because it was a good thing I did. I got laid off from the seasonal job I was working after that. Your immune system is too low. Mine was too when I went through that cancer scare. You know, the chemo zapped my immune system, and I had to take tons of vitamins for many years to build up my immune system. Well, you be careful if you're driving, April. I don't want to cause you to be in a car wreck or something. Oh, you got sick? Things happen. I mean, well, I hate to hear that, Annie. I mean, that's terrible. Lupus. Or what are you going to be able to do after you move? Is there any kind of government assistance you can get? Looks like when you're basically disabled because of lupus, that the government would have to put you on disability or give you food stamps, you know, give you a lot of assistance. Go to Stephen Campground. I've done enough giveaways. I need to get more people in my lives to give giveaways. I can't even hit 50 in a live, so you're moving to your mom's in Florida. Okay. Well, I hate to hear that. My problem is my allergies and my back and neck injury that prevents me from really working. Yeah, I'm 75, so I got 5 years on you, Annie. And a bad back and neck, which limit me to what jobs I can even think about doing. Oh, wow, you haven't seen your mom since 2014? No, that might be why it's not raining, because of me doing a rain dance. Neuropathy, you can't walk? Oh no. That's terrible, Annie. And your mom doesn't have good health. That's Annie's mobile home. Okay, that's fine, Slim Twiggy. Yeah, we all need to pray for Annie Watson and Anna's mobile home life. They both sound like they need our prayers. Yeah, I've watched the news on several different channels if you're talking about the fires in Maui. I've seen so much of that destruction. Oh my God, I feel so bad for those people. Yeah, I've got arthritis too. My hands get real stiff. My joints, they don't hurt, but they're real stiff. And I know it's probably just going to get worse. I ruptured a disc and crushed vertebrae in my neck, and then I ruptured a disc in my lower back all at the same time, and had surgeries on both in 1 week. They put me in the hospital on Monday. I did one surgery on Tuesday, the other one on Thursday, sent me home on Friday. The doctor was going to keep me all weekend, but they had a husband and wife issue. This guy had a restraining order to stay away from his wife because he threatened her and he'd been beating her up. She had problems with her back, so she was in the hospital, and she was in traction. They just took her out of traction, and she was in the room next to mine. And somehow he made it in the hospital. They even had a guard posted, so so he couldn't get into her. And I don't know where the guard was, what happened, but he got by. He got in that room. He had a broken drink bottle, a broken soda bottle, and he was trying to cut her neck with it when the nurse came in and caught him. And of course, he went to jail. But that scared the doctor, and he said, well, he could have just as easily come in your room and mistaken you for her. And he said, I'm not taking a chance. He said, I was going to keep you all weekend, but he said, under the circumstance, I'm sending you home tomorrow. That was on Friday. So I went in on Monday, had both surgeries, and was sent home on Friday. And I was fine. I had no problem. Yeah, I've heard bad stories too. And I know people that have told me they don't want to have the surgery because they know friends that went in, they were walking, and they came out in a wheelchair, never could walk again. But those are far and in between cases. Not everybody's going to end up that way. Every case is different. And I was having blackouts from mine. And what I mean by blackouts, I wasn't completely passing out or blacking out, but I was at work one day, and I was a manager for Walmart, and they called me up to the courtesy desk. There was a call from a customer that wanted to ask me something or get some information from me or whatever. So I was walking up to the courtesy desk. I got almost there, and everything turned black. And all of a sudden, I couldn't hear anything. But I was fully awake, fully conscious, standing up. And I just kind of leaned over toward the counter, put my hands on the counter because I could feel the counter. I couldn't see it. And I told the girl behind the desk, I said, take the call for me. I can't see, I can't hear. I can't take the call. So she went ahead and handled the call. And after a few minutes, I was able to see, I was able to hear, and I went straight over to my doctor from the store. And he said, well, we've been putting it off for a year now, but he said, you're experiencing that. He said, we can't put it off anymore, because he said you could be driving down the highway and that happened, and it caused you to get in a car wreck and kill yourself or kill someone else. And he said, we can't take that chance. So he went ahead after that and scheduled me for surgery. And, I was scared. I had heard all the tales just like you said you'd heard. So I really didn't want surgery, but I reached the point where I had no choice. But I'm glad I did, because I came through it fine. I have the normal problems when you have injuries. You'll always have problems with your injuries even after surgery. It's not a 100% fix, but I'm 100% better than I was before surgery. So I'm glad I did go through with it. Yeah, I went to a chiropractor after I was injured. He's the one that treated me, got the use of my arm back, and then scheduled me for surgery a year later when I started having those blackout episodes. And he was a really good chiropractor, and he had contacts with really good doctors in Fort Worth, surgeons, and he was the one that connected with them, and he saw to it that I had the best of care. So I can't complain about any of it. The doctor that did my surgery, he used to be a brain specialist. And after being a brain surgeon for several years, he realized if you treated the spine, you could avoid a lot of surgeries. So then he added spinal surgeries and all the other to his practice. And I was just lucky that I ended up with him as my surgeon, because I feel like I got the best surgeon I could have gotten. My sister has rheumatoid arthritis, and she's basically crippled. I mean, her hands are all twisted, her feet are just in terrible shape. In fact, she had to have surgery on her feet, I think. I don't know if she's had it yet, but she was going to have part of the bone or something removed in her feet because it's so deformed. Angelina Moss was timed out by Slim Twiggy for 30 seconds. What's going on? Did I miss something? Did I miss something, Slim Twiggy, that you had to put Angela Moss in timeout? Well, Angelina Moss, it's a man. Well, what went on that you had to put him in timeout? I missed something, I guess. I don't know. Oh, okay. Well, I missed some of that. I didn't see any of the posts deleted, so I didn't know what was going on. Yeah, but if he's acting weird, I don't blame you. Not nice person? Huh. Hmm. Oh well, there's all kind of weird people out there, I guess. You're asking him questions he won't answer, like where he was from. Okay, well, I don't blame you if he's doing something inappropriately then. Hi, Tricia Whistler, how are you? Well, that's good to know you got my back. What's Trisha been up to? You got a few days off? Well, that sounds good. Well, I could bring up the issue of what's her name? Joan Rivers dental floss or butt floss. Get you laughing about that again. I'm looking for a man as long as he's alive. Well, Gladys, we don't want you to find a dead one. I told my son, though, at my age, any man that I could find that's even close to my age would have one foot in the grave already. My gosh, Gladys, didn't you say that in my life? There's no telling what Gladys said in your life, Slim Twiggy. No man for me. He'd have to be a special one for me to consider him. Think she did. I laughed so hard. Yeah, you definitely don't want to find a dead one. I said most of them out there my age have one foot in the grave and the other one on a banana peel. Yeah, they can be that way. My last was too. That's why he's my ex. As long as he knows how to make pancakes. Oh, Gladys. Helen Stewart, welcome. How are you doing this evening? Oh, wow, that sounds good, Annie Watson. You got one that cooks, cleans, does laundry, does everything. Wonder if he knows anybody. He has a single. Yeah, it must be nice. My ex would cook, but didn't usually clean house or anything like that. Well, hello, Angelina. Welcome back. Your ex did a whole lot of nothing. She wants chocolate chip pancakes. She's not going to comment. No, we have not gotten any rain. We've not had a drop of rain in over 2 months. No rain Saturday. You like pancakes with cherries and whipped cream? I don't think I've ever had pancakes with cherries and whipped cream. Sounds more like eating a cherry pie. You're putting an ad out if you know how to make pancakes. I make pancakes sometimes. I don't have them very often, but I like pancakes too. I keep watching the temperature. You use the cherry pie filling on top on pancakes? Oh my God. That does sound like a cherry pie. Helen Stewart said they got a really good rain shower Saturday. Well, we didn't. I mean, we need it, but we've not gotten a bit of rain. Yep. I know, it's either cookies or pancakes, seems like. Yeah, because they are sweet, and you put all that syrup and stuff on them, especially cherry pie filling. Get Steve and Mom. No syrup. Great pancakes. You're going to make me fat just listening to them and reading your comments. I like buttermilk pancakes with maple syrup on them and lots of butter. Sometimes I make blueberry pancakes if I have the blueberries frozen. Ladies or something else. Yeah, I wish we'd get rain. Everybody's had rain around us, seems like, but we've not had any here. Blueberry pancakes. I don't fix them very often because I don't usually have the frozen blueberries here. But once in a while, I'll get one of those small bags of frozen blueberries and I'll throw them in the freezer. And I have them up there just to put in either blueberry muffins or pancakes. Oh, I dread going outside. I know I'm going to get all sweaty and then have to go jump in the shower when I get back in the house. But it's just hot and tiresome out there to water everything. And it's not fun doing it in the dark either. Me too. Very good for you. Blueberries. Yeah, I love food. That's my problem. I love to cook and I love to eat. I need to lose about 40 pounds. I'll be ready to go to bed at midnight, but I was out there till 1 and 2, 3 o'clock several nights watering stuff because it was so hot the other times. I waited, it got cool enough that I wouldn't die out there. Nobody has a funny joke or anything for tonight. I don't know what's going on. Usually we're laughing our heads off. I wait till midnight, I might turn into a pumpkin. Or Dracula may be out there, I don't know. Well, I'm not too worried about snakes. I haven't seen a snake in this area in quite a few years. I mean, I'm not saying there's none around here, but they haven't been here at my house anyway. Oh, man. Getting sleepy. Well, I said my pancake jokes, but I still like to have some. Well, I think the crows, I've got a lot of crows that hang around here since I do feed the birds. And I had them hanging around here even before that. And they say crows help. They're good to keep snakes away from your house. So I don't know if that's true or not, but and see, I'd rather find a movie to watch than have to go outside and start putting compost tea to my plants too. What happens out for snakes? Dracula the snakes. Yeah, I hear a lot of schools are starting back already. I don't know when they were supposed to start here. It's usually the end of August or 1st of September, but I don't get the paper anymore. I didn't renew my subscription, so I'd have to look on the website to see when school started back. See if I can look it up on the internet. I brought up their calendar, but it's so small you can't see it. Well, it looks like they may have started the 7th of this month. So they've been in school for a week already. It might have been for bad weather days or something. But I've been listening to some of these predictions on our winter. And this one guy I listen to quite a bit. He predicts like what your winter's going to be like after this summer. And he said with the summer as hot as it's been in most areas and dry, he predicted we're going to have a really rough winter. It's supposed to make our winter time colder and more of a winter than normal. And I said, that's not a good sign. I don't want to hear that. What does a baseball team and a pancake have in common? What does a baseball team and a pancake have in common? I have no idea. Yeah, they both need a good batter. I never would have thought of that. There's my pancake joke. Well, that was a pretty good one, Jody. I never would have thought of that. Yeah, usually I know a ton of jokes, and right now my brain is, I guess, fried because I can't even think of one. Ooh, I'm tired. And I shouldn't be. I've been laying around all day afternoon because it's too hot to go outside to do anything. She wanted an angel on her pancake. Oh, on her cutting board. I guess y'all are talking about cutting boards, and I'm still talking about Gladys's pancakes. I'm behind the channel. Yeah, Gladys wants a pancake on her cutting board. How do you call a bad strawberry? What do you call a bad strawberry? I don't know. I just call it rotten, but I know that's not what the answer you're looking for. I was drinking strawberry lemonade that I poured in this bottle. It was one of those mixes you pour in your water bottle with strawberry lemonade. Rotten. That's what I said, rotten. But I don't know what answer she was thinking of. Oh, let me tell you. Well, I've got 28 in chat right now, but I've only got 17 thumbs up. What's going on, y'all? Some of you haven't hit the thumbs up. Yeah, but I shouldn't be tired, Gladys. I haven't done much all day. I did put another coat of the sealer on my floor in the hallway. And I'll probably reseal it every day for a couple more days till I get 2 or 3 more coats on it. Yeah, I see a couple of you smashed the like button. It's up to one. Drinkle some special sweet juice. Yeah, my strawberry lemonade is real special. Answer blueberry. Oh. They say your lungs don't get enough oxygen, and that's what causes you to yawn. So it might not have anything to do with being sleepy. It's just that my lungs are not getting oxygen. Candlelitta? Church Candlelitta? I don't know about you ladies. What's an Aggie donut seed? Oh my God. I'd almost be afraid to answer that. I'll give it to her, Gladys, as soon as I get off of here. Here, let me see if I can get off of this chat and I'll send it. There, I just sent it. You should get it you got it? Okay. There. Now you can have peace of mind, Gladys. Slim Twiggy's got it. May need to send a cookie with it. Okay, well, we've been on here for 2 hours, so I'm going to have to call it a night. I've got to get my kitchen cleaned up before I go outside and try to put the compost tea to my plants. So I've got a little bit to do. So I appreciate each and every one of you that joined my chat tonight. Since I didn't plan this, I didn't schedule it, didn't notify people. So it's a cheerio. Love each and every one of you. I hope y'all stay safe. Have a blessed night. Please like, share, subscribe to my videos, or tell all your friends, to like, share, and subscribe to my videos. I'll see you on my next one. Bye now.